Norton once. Sudair and Willie. Lead me to a room. There are 2 people inside. Looks like they're all robots. There is a narrow bed in the center of the house. The bed was covered with something like a white cloth. It could be virtual. One end of the bed is tilted high. Norton said to me very solemnly, "We're going to check your body now. You have to believe. Our technology. It won't cause you any pain or discomfort. Now you lie on this bed." Norton ordered me. I lay obediently on the bed. But I was terrified. Imagine your body being cut into pieces by them. The sharp knife cuts through my body. All of a sudden, the light went out. It was pitch black. I suddenly felt my body divide into 2. One, I float into the air, able to see from a distance. The other me is lying in bed. See clearly. But the color is different. This. Is it the image information service provided to me by the information network? I saw a man standing at the head of the bed and at the end of the bed. One of them uses a boxy blade, cut a hole in my throat, and with feathers and stuff like that, gently brush the incision in my throat. When I cut my gallbladder, I feel no pain at all. It's just itchy. The customer service of the information network, KWEN, translated their words. It probably means my throat is bad. Sodded, I was going to get sick after my throat. The pain of my throat will accompany me for the rest of my life. Sure enough, I've had chronic sore throat since I was in my 20s. There is no cure until now. Always in pain. Often miserable. To cure this disease, I spent a lot of money. Been cheated many times. It didn't work. Always in pain. Wait for the room to light up. Another me looking at my body from a distance. Suddenly I became one in bed. Without the pain of cutting a muscle. I touched my throat. Same as usual. I got excited. The hanging heart suddenly relaxed. I saw Norton. Just sat up in bed. Norton asked me, "Did you feel it? There is something in your abdomen and thighs." So I told him. It's like a snake was swimming through there. Really cold. Where did it go? Norton tilted his head and stared at me for a moment. Gone without waiting for my answer. Suddenly thought. Maybe a cold snake got into me. I was afraid again. The heart that just got up became heavy again. Thinking that there might be a snake in the stomach. The more I think about it, the more disgusting I get. Human testing experiments like this. Then I did it many times. A few times not only did I feel a snake burrowing into my body, and it feels like a meat tube. Leeches and the like get into the body. Well, one time, I feel like I've become a white skeleton. Lie there. At the same time, I feel my body extremely hot. Like sleeping in the desert under the scorching sun. I asked in fear who it was. It's you. Information Network Customer Service KWEN is answering me. How could it be me? No one's answering me. I can't understand. Fortunately, it's like a nightmare over. Soon I woke up. The experiment is also over. Everything returns to normal. Some of these experiments take a toll on my body, especially with a meat tube going through the anus. I feel like the meat pipe is as thick as my arm. Squeeze in forcibly. Wander around inside me. After extreme physical exhaustion, I fell into a dead sleep. Woke up sweating profusely. There were times when I felt like I was falling from the sky. Needle with a lot of health. It went right through my abdomen. Sudden pain. I immediately passed out. And Norton explained that this was a simulation of my abdomen. Not really. Pierced by a steel needle. This is done to test. Can I stand a few steel needles piercing my abdomen? Because of Nemesis women. There are meat tubes inside the body. When having sex with these women, it's possible to get pierced in the abdomen by their meat tubes. Testing the limits of my tolerance to catch up before I might die. Stop their sexual activity in time. Lorton said so. Let me treat their women. Generated a lot of fear and worry. During some experiments, I feel like I'm fast asleep. The legs stay in one position for a long time. Woke up very sore. The thought of this. They seem to know my thoughts. They used to put something under my knee after that. After many experiments, I have experienced myself. When lethargy is about to come, pose as well as you can. Avoid any discomfort when you wake up. Later, I also underwent many of their replacement experiments. When Norton said he was going to do a substitution experiment on me, and it made me hallucinate, and I got really scared. Think of poisoning. And Norton reassured me. It's just that I have all kinds of hallucinations. Painless. There are even many wonderful and pleasant feelings. It has no effect on my body at all. It's not addictive. Norton said again. They are ghosts in life. Often actively or passively acquire various hallucinations. It's a common thing. Just like us earthlings eat and smoke. Norton explained for a long time. I gradually dispelled my concerns. Slept into bed. Waiting for them to give me injections or medicine. Make me hallucinate. When Norton says it's official, I still feel a panic in my heart. I'm afraid this will addict me like a drug. It's a big problem after that. But then you think about Norton. They have technology. Highly skilled. Should solve this. The problem relaxed a little. But they didn't give me the shot. No medicine. I suddenly fell into a hallucination. I suddenly felt like I was falling into a tank. It's surrounded by meat tubes like pig intestines. And has a strong fishy smell. I think this place is too small. So depressing. Just a little bigger. All of a sudden the cylinder really starts to expand. Expand to the end. A flood of pig intestines fell into the air. The ground are full of pig intestines and stuff. I seem to be standing in the air. I look at my body. It seems to be a cloud of light and shadow. Can't see clearly. I wonder if these pig intestines will turn into worms. Suddenly, these pigs' large intestines have really turned into maggots. It's wriggling. And you can see the details of the bug. After several experiments. And I found my surroundings. It can change according to my own imagination. I just imagine. These maggots can transform into women's thighs. And it's the women of our planet. Sure enough, a spectacular scene appeared. Women's thighs appear everywhere in the sky and on the ground. Pink skin. A tangy woman's body fragrance. Very real. And it's very tempting. It's just that they have a lot of meat pipes coming out of their lower bodies, wrapped around his neck. These could be women on a passing planet. Unlike women on our planet. Then these women's thighs turned into earthworms. Animals like snakes and octopuses. And then, everything changes. Turned into countless soft little hands. Or bright flowers. Even into shells and things like that. Although ever-changing. But after the change, it is in a neat state. It doesn't look cluttered. At first, the picture is relatively simple and neat. The scene is grand. Then the picture becomes richer and richer. More and more storytelling. Like people travel on another planet. It's like living in a weird world. And the colors and smells seem real. I learned from the Information Network to overcome COVID. This is their Global Information Network remote. Contactless. Hallucinations created in my brain. This is their most common way of creating hallucinations. No medication required. Directly convey information to the human brain. read the consciousness and information in the human brain. That's it. They also have access to drugs and toxins. Hallucinogenic. But this is nowhere near as widely used as the World Wide Web. It's not as good as the World Wide Web. The cost is not as low as the Global Information Network. They use toxins to create hallucinations the most. It's their female parasite. They inhale small men inside themselves. Let it live in your own body. Then use its own toxins, creating hallucinations for men. Drugs and toxins create hallucinations. Often only makes the person aware of what they see in front of them, distorted from previous memories. Just the size of the scene. Color stillness and motion create illusions. Not too many novel scenes. Fragmented picture. Lack of continuity. But the illusion created by the Global Information Network. It's very informative. It can often lead people into a strange. In scenes that were completely unknown before. They were all strangers. Unfamiliar scene. It was incredible. Weird colors and smells. The picture is absurd, but continuous and interesting. It's storytelling. But passers-by. They often combine substitution with dream control. To control the opposite sex. This is allowed on their planet. On our Earth. Some people also have hallucinations when they eat poisonous mushrooms. Ghosts mainly use global information networks feed signals directly into the human brain and read consciousness directly from the brain to create all kinds of hallucinations. This replacement has no side effects, no harm to human body. Drugs and drug substitution are very harmful to the human body, even kill people.